All right, Black Box Radio. We're in the box. It is, it's that time of the month. It's Fit Twin time. It's Fit Twin time. We are,
Should
we
not
are
be a
here.
tongue twister. That should not be a tongue twister.
Fit Twin time. Got to get it right. Power up, power up. So yeah, we're in the box. We're here. It is a nice. I mean, I think the weather has changed in Baltimore today. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. I worked all day, but it's a beautiful day, and we got an amazing topic tonight. I'm Queen. I'm a host at Black Box Radio. We are a media platform for Black excellence. We platform Black people. We expose the world to Black genius, and we disseminate information to the Black community. But we also humanize the experience of being Black to other communities who are not familiar with being Black and what being Black is in America. But today, I have my co-host, my beautiful co-host, the twin. Well, she's the fit, and I'm the twin. So, the fit portion. Introduce yourself.
You're so silly. Hello, my name is Amaadi, aka the Belly Therapist and founder of FiTT Wellness. I help women feel better so that they can make better decisions in their lives. So I help with personal training, or I should say, I offer personal training, online fitness classes, nutritional coaching, and I specialize in belly therapy. So if you had a baby,
Hey,
I hear that feedback.
yeah, thank you.
Okay. And if you have had a baby and you're having that stubborn belly fat issue, that stubborn midsection issue, you can come to me and I can get you right in 6 months.
What if you ain't had no baby? You just in love with pasta? What if you just love to eat? You just a big belly girl, a big belly man.
Well, if you want to live longer and lose weight, you should probably do more fasting.
Mm.
Probably put the pasta down. Push the pasta away. That's part of the workout. Pushing the pasta away.
Oh, PPA, push pasta away.
That's right.
Well, that's not what we're talking about tonight.
We
But
ain't talking about that tonight.
tonight we kind of we're not really switching up, but health is everything. We're health and wellness for the Black community, and especially Black women, of course. But part of our health and our wellness stems on our relationships and how we're relating, and definitely how men and women are relating, because it's important for us to have Black relationships that are healthy. And so we're going to talk a little bit about Black relationships tonight. That's where we at. And we got the lone man on the panel, our special guest, Mr. Ron Wills. Thank you for coming to the box. Welcome.
Oh, I'm honored to be here and ready to discuss everything we need to discuss. Relationships are a very important issue, especially in the community, because ultimately everything comes from the relationships, not just the romantic things, but just working together. Those are relationships.
Absolutely.
So I'm ready to go.
I love that. Can you tell us a little bit about, because you're an author and your Uncle Rom, I know all about those little things. So tell us a little bit about what you do so that people can get familiar with you.
Well, of course, I'm known as Uncle Ron, but I have several books, mainly for men, but I actually have one for the ladies as well called Finding the Right Man. Now, for the men, I have a book. It's called Nice Guys and Players, Becoming the Man Women Want. And despite the title, it's more about a man becoming the best version of himself. And all the books along that line are the same thing, just rising above just being ordinary, just being either that nice guy or even that player, but becoming the best man. And that's the thing, a man who is really, well, this isn't in the book, but just a concept called the house of the man, just becoming the best version of himself in several areas. So that's my main thing, and had pretty good success with many men. Not as many as I would like. Hasn't reached a million, but have a few hundred success stories, which is good. So, and the thing is, the men, it goes beyond just the men getting the women. Like they might pick up my book trying to say, yeah, let me get some women, but then after they go through it, they find, oh wait, he's taking us in another direction. Getting women is just a small part of it. It's being that man who is going to be an asset in the community, who's going to be strong, who's going to be, that protector, that provider, that ego, and even that lover.
Mm, mm. Well, Well, it's good to have a male perspective. We don't have that too often, so we feeling real smiley today
Okay.
because we got some testosterone in the building.
All right.
So we feeling real good about that. But we
Okay.
wanted to know. I want to know. It's like you're being a man, of course. What made you go into like self development? What was your trigger that said, "Listen, men need to hear more about developing themselves as men"? What made you go
Well, actually, it started years ago because my main thing is writing. I actually have works of fiction out as well. And I remember the very first thing I wrote and published was a short story called The Perfect Man.
there?
And it was about a man who was putting on a mask for two different ladies.
Oh, wow.
And, I wasn't even thinking about the relationship angle, really. It was just really the man taking off that mask. But several women bought it and because they were interested in the angle and they were like, it made them think about some stuff. And then, I had another book that was more politically orientated and I was doing vending. And I remember for a vending show, I was like, you know what? I need to make some money. So I wrote a pamphlet called Finding a Good Man. And it was
Mm.
just 12 pages, and I wasn't thinking too much of it. I said, as a vendor, you get people stopping by your table. So I said, okay, this is like a raffle ticket or something. Let me get some money from it. Women ate it up. Women ate it up, and then what happened? Someone who was connected with a public access TV show back in the 90s called Love and Happiness got me on that show. So I was on that for a while. So, okay, it was a big deal, doing stuff for the ladies. But what happened, several men would hit me, they would come to me and say, we need something for us. And I didn't believe it at first because at the time I was hanging out with players and stuff. So I was like, man, we don't need this. But then men kept coming and kept saying we need it. So I wrote something for for the men, and it was called Nice Guys and Players Becoming the Man Women Want. And that was my best seller. I mean,
Mm.
that's an international bestseller. So that was the thing, because the thing is, many men, despite what people think, need help. They need a perspective. They need a father figure, because if we were living in say an indigenous culture, we would go through a rites of passage where both the men and the women would be taught how to relate to the opposite sex, but
Mm.
we don't go through that. So, and that's really what I'm providing. Now, people might use the term game and stuff, but no, I'm saying, look, develop yourself. Get out of that shell, develop yourself, not just physically, but mentally. And and it's interesting because out of the success stories that I've had, the guys on one level will say, "Oh yeah, I met a nice woman," but on another level, they will say, "Hey, I got this business going. Hey, I'm going back to school. Hey, I'm doing this." I mean, it was so many things because it's all about evolution ultimately. Just being the best. That's it. Being the best version of yourself. And I have one for the ladies as well, helping them out. But the main thing is the ones for the men. I mean, that's the main thing on my main YouTube channel. Even though I have YouTube channels talking about money and another one talking about just deep thought thinking and everything, and even a channel for the ladies, my main channel is the one for the men. And I got guys all over the planet hitting me up. I mean, I have one young man, he might be the president of Zimbabwe one day. He hits me up, you know. Another guy in Europe, England, South America. I had a coaching session with a guy via email and we had to use translators. So
Wow.
it's like it's all about just helping men be the best
Wow.
and everything. That's the mission. That's what I'm supposed to do. So that's what I work on. And it's a continuing thing because everything's evolving and I'm still learning, because when guys talk to me about stuff, I'm saying, oh, okay, this is what's going on, this is happening and everything, because I'm still a work in progress. I have no problems admitting that. I'm gonna be working on myself until I transition. So
Yeah.
when I'm like 107 and ready to go, I'm gonna be sitting there like, okay, all right, I'm gonna work on this in my next life.
Oh man, love it. You
So
about
wait,
that work?
so how many
Yes.
books do you have published?
Right now, I mean, total in life, 12 books have been published. Right now, I have 9 in circulation.
Amazing.
Hmm.
Mm.
Wow.
You're an avid author. You're not a you ain't new to this. You true to this, brother Ron.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, one of the things though, I've been doing so much stuff on YouTube. I haven't written anything, something new in maybe since 2017, and that was just nonfiction anyway. Uh, just, um, just random, thoughts about different things. But
Mm.
yeah, I have some ideas for something that's going to be deep. So, and it's fiction. Fiction is more on a fiction side because that's
More fiction.
still my main thing anyway. But people keep needing help with relationships, so I said, okay, I'll keep talking about it.
Yeah.
So when you first started, if I can ask, when you first started, okay, so you went to the TV show and then you vended and women ate it up and the brothers are saying, "Hey, what about us?" Like how did your fan base for men, how did that grow over time?
I tapped into like some of these greater communities and stuff. Like there's this thing, particularly with the white community back in the day, it's still around, called the pickup artist community.
Hmm.
And I'm not a pickup artist, and I hate when people associate, but some guys in that community were picking up the book. And then they were coming back to me and say, "Hey, I found out about you through this." I mean, I had to deprogram them, but that was putting me out there. And it was word of mouth. It
Mm,
was word of mouth. It was literally the first 6 months, it was selling so. I had to hustle it and everything. But then it was some website, I think, they were talking about it in the comments, and all of a sudden it exploded. It exploded. And this was around 2000, when it was published, September of 2000. And it was interesting. At the same time, I was doing different seminars and stuff. It was at one seminar. These were with young Black professionals in the DC area that I did. Um, and they actually inspired the follow up to Nice Guys and Players, called Sexual Chemistry. So I was taking it even deeper. And in that one, I go deeper into sexual development for a man, but not in the sense of, oh, do this and do that. It was more about the man developing himself physically and mentally from the inside out.
mm,
Mm.
okay.
Mm. Okay.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Very interesting.
Well, where did you acquire all of this knowledge? It
Just
started
li-
it started with fiction and it evolved and kind of grew on its. So how did you, yeah, was it a download?
it's a combination of life experience, knowing players, and then starting to meet different individuals who are into the deeper aspects of sexuality, such as tantra, sacred sexuality, stuff like that, men and women. Those That's like just a deeper, even deeper level. So it was coming in contact with those individuals, learning from them, reading different books, just from different sources. Not just my, like I said, not just my own experience. One of the things I did, because those were, I remember, like in the '90s, working with a gentleman who was interested in relationships as well. And in fact, he was on the TV show with me. And he actually had a survey, a relationship survey that he advertised in Essence magazine. So I
Wow.
was helping him with that. So he was getting information from all over the country. And then I did some surveys. When I was vending, I would do some surveys. People come by the table or something. I say, "Hey, why don't you fill out this survey real quick, or answer this question?" And then, of course, when, ironically, Nice Guys and Players, yeah, it was selling crazy all over the world through the internet and everything. But then when I would sell it directly to people, I got invited to several book clubs, study groups that were ran by women, and they were giving me information. In fact, when I first brought the book out, because I was working in the government, I sold several copies to some Black women that were working in the office. And they were like, "Oh, yeah, this is accurate. We got some more men for you," because I used several archetypes and everything. They say, "Oh, you forgot about this one." They would tell them, they were giving me
All the different
feedback.
type of men.
Yeah, they were giving me feedback. So it's just from different sources. And even now I'm paying attention to stuff, listening to people. And I mean, I've gone through my own relationship experiences as well. and stuff. So I'm bringing all of this in. I do consultations every time somebody gives me something. They're giving me a perspective. And I actually did the last survey I did was a few years ago. It was with ironically players, guys who get a lot of women, and what they were saying. So it's just different. And then consultations now, a third of my consultation clients are women. You know, mostly men, but a third of women. So I'm constantly getting a perspective, constantly getting a perspective. So I'm just sharing the information back out.
So let me ask you a question. What do you define as a player? Because I say you know some players. So what's a player?
Just a typical guy who has the ability to attract multiple women. Now, you say I'll say player because people understand that, but ironically, some of the guys they weren't trying to play games or anything; they were just being them, and they attracted different women. So just those type of men, but then also knew the men who were on the other side of that, who were having trouble getting women, even if they had other stuff going for them. And then again, there was some didn't have anything going for them.
So what are those non-players?
They would be called traditionally nice guys, but see,
Nice guys.
here's the thing with that. There's two types of nice guys. Two types. One nice guy is they generally good dudes. They generally good dudes. They got great intentions towards women, but they might lack sex appeal. Basically, that's it. To a woman, they're like a brother. You might like them.
So they get friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Now that's one type of nice guy. The other ones, they will be what in my book, Nice Guys and Players. They're really gamesmen. So they don't have the traditional stuff that would attract most women. You know, as far as their physicality, their personality, and all of that. They unattractive to women like nothing, but they will get theirs where they can. If they got to tell lies, whatever, that's what they do. They still
a nice guy though.
Huh?
That's still a nice guy.
No.
Oh,
Because
that's not a nice guy.
nice guys, they want a regular relationship.
Okay.
They not about any type of game. They have good intentions toward a woman. They just don't turn a woman on sexually.
And that's the first of the two.
Yeah, the second of the two is just some straight up lies. They say they're a nice guy, but
they lie.
You shouldn't trust them. No.
You can't trust them. They get in there wherever they can get it. So why are they considered nice guys? Because they're not
considered. No, they're not considered nice. Well, the second type, they're not considered nice guys. They call themselves nice guys.
Oh, they call themselves. Got it now.
But the first one, they consider, they might not even say nice guys. They'll be called nice guys because ironically, the first one who got good intentions, they don't want to be called nice guys.
They don't want to be
nice guys finish last.
Yes. So they don't want to see that. So it's ironic the guys who are genuinely nice really don't want to be called that. They might call themselves good men or regular dudes or something like that. But they sincere. Like they would actually make a good husband. Sometimes they get married, but the ladies might cheat on them or something. So that's not a good thing.
Oh my Lord.
So there's no. You go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm got a whole new question. So you go ahead. You're talking about that. Go ahead.
Well, no, I was gonna say. So there's two types of nice guys. There's players. What are some of the other type of men?
Well, in my book, I have 4 archetypes. So Mr. Goodbar, that's that sexy dude. That's that dude y'all wanna like. Y'all just want to indulge in. It's like rich chocolate. He got that sex appeal. He might or might not be handsome, but he just turned you on. He got your toes curling just thinking about him. And stuff. Yes. Mr. Goodbar. It's like, he's literally Mr. Goodbar. He's chocolate. But he could be a problem because he ain't trying to settle down. And when he's finished with a woman, he dismisses them like the maid. And then there's what I would call a masked man. That's a guy who builds himself up, at least builds the mask of whatever the current version of what women say y'all want. Like now they might call him a high value man. So he'll work. He has to work to get that to that position. And indeed, part of his appeal is having like some money and finances, but he's not a trick because it's more or less okay, he got something going on. The woman is not as sexually attracted to him the same way she's attracted to Mr. Goodbar, but he got enough going on that she gives him a chance because his mask is good. Only problem with that, a woman might even marry the guy, but once she gets past the mask, she don't like what she sees. And ironically, some of them could be very handsome. You ever see some guy, he got everything going on the outside. He's handsome. He might have some love of success, you know, all of that stuff. But then when you actually deal with him, you say, wait a minute, this dude got some serious issues. But he's still, yeah, he's still in that what I would call the select category. Him and Mr. Goodbar are in the select category. The non-select are the nice guys, the genuine nice guys, and then the gamesmen. So the gamesmen, you know, they, like I said, they might get some, but then they the type, oh, I don't need a woman, or, you know, they try to take advantage or whatever. They'll tell her a lie. And the only reason a woman would likely mess with them is they don't have access to the first two. There's only a small percentage of good bars, a little bit more masked men, but masked men also tend to be very elitist and stuff. So they don't mess with every woman. So a lot of women have to deal with the gamesmen, but they ain't gonna give them the best treatment, or even a nice guy not give them the best treatment, and we'll kick those guys to the curb if they do the slightest thing wrong.
Wow.
And you know what's ironic about that? Somebody would say, Rom, how you came up with all that? Women confirmed it. Remember what I said when the books first came out? It was women. They would add in more to it. I was like, okay, seriously. They were the ones who were confirming it all. And I mean, they didn't use those terms, but they had some term for it. Like one young lady I knew, she called the good bar types. She said, yeah, those shiny guys, you know. Or they might call the non-select guys those corny guys or those dusties or something. So it's just a matter of terms. I mean, it's from, you know, for everything they had then, we were using then, somebody's using it now, just a different term. It's just a matter of figuring out which term it is.
Exactly, which relevant right now. What I did want to ask, because I hear you just talk about men, and I know you do men self. So women, aren't there women players? And
oh yeah, oh yeah.
It's not many now, Rom. Get it right. It's not many. We don't do that too much. That's only
enough.
That's a men game. That's not a
woman. Ladies, come on now. Come on now.
We don't play the men.
So
don't get me started.
Nowadays, I think that there are probably more women players these days than
I need you to stay on the state. Listen.
You
gotta work with me after Rom leaves. Let's stay on the women's side.
I know there's some women players, because women players kept me out of being in trouble. I know that from back in the day. I mean, women were breaking it down to me how they were cheating on their very good husbands and what to look for. Seriously, there were some women players, because they said, Rom, you got a good heart. That woman about to try to play you. I've seen it. It's like, y'all probably got better game than men, because y'all know y'all learned that game from the time you were little. When you cried a certain way, and that big guy that you would eventually call daddy would come a running. Y'all know that. Come on. It is like, please.
Women don't play games. We straightforward, bruh.
Yeah, okay. You said that with a straight. Well, okay, you smiling. Okay. I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
yeah, but you're right. Women. I mean, listen. We live in a time now, Brother Rom. There's not many men viable for women. There is a percentage of women to one male. Really, that's if women are out here looking and trying to be in a relationship and try to be with someone. So if you're gonna a woman out here, we gotta listen. We gotta juck and jive, because listen, ain't many.
Well,
that's we want to stay with black men. That's the truth.
Well, one of the things, and you are correct with that, even though, and people go with different numbers. Some people say 80-20. Personally, I say like 70-30 with another 40% who, with the right work, could get there. But that's one of the issues there. That is a serious issue, because You know, and it's really always been that way. There was a study done that said that any generation, only 40% of men will send their genes into the future.
Mm.
It's always been that. This is bigger than anything, and I was shocked to see that. I was shocked to see that. Shit, I should have had that note down. It was some study done. I mean, you know, anytime you got someone like Genghis Khan who has a significant amount of descendants these days, I mean, that's just it, because your nature is you want the best men in your environment. There's nothing wrong with that, because as women, you control the future of humanity. You want the best genes. You want the best person. Ideally, unfortunately, some dudes, their genes shouldn't have went into the future, and that's an issue.
That's true.
Unfortunately, some of the guys who are doing it out here aren't the ones, but it's just a reality, and we understand that. And that's why one of my things is I'm saying, okay, fellas, women want the best men. You got to be the best. And then find the women who are feeling you. I tell men it's about finding the women who like you, your tribe. But if they want to find that tribe, you got to be the best. See, unfortunately, there's some men out here who want y'all to feel them, but they don't have anything going on. Because one of the things I tell men, and I've told, in fact, I said this on my women's channel, and even on my men's channel, I talk a lot about sovereignty. Don't have anything to do with relationships, because I said every man at a minimum should have his own spot, his own vehicle, some type of job at a minimum. And that's not even for the women, but for his sovereignty. And I've told the women, I say, look, I do not promote getting with a dusty. If you see that man's a dusty, don't give him the time of day. A man needs to have something. He needs to be on a mission. He needs to be on a mission. And I've told the women, if that man ain't on some type of mission, if you ask him, okay, what you doing with your life, he need to be telling you something, and then seeing what he can do with that. And that's no problem. And I've said that. And honestly, and I said, look, find the woman who is in cooperation to your operation. I've said that to the men. Find a woman who supports that mission, because I know about the lady players. But in order for a man to do that, he has to get himself together first. He has to get himself together first. He has to know what he's doing, because one thing I found with y'all ladies, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, y'all lose patience. That guy might be fine and stuff. Hey, he might make you holler in the bedroom, but if he ain't doing something with his life at some point, y'all don't want to deal with him.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
But that's true. But it's a lot. I think women set the measure for men. I think that, and this is my thought, but women, men are actually hunters, and women set the measure for that hunt. And if the hunt is an easy hunt, then men have no reason to particularly step it up. And I think the lack of quality choices, and not saying they're not quality men out there, I'm not saying that, but the lack of, for the amount of women that are single, that a lot of women give up a lot of their they do a lot of compromising on what they would want in a mate, and with or someone they would want to procreate with, because there's not a lot. So you kind of deal with what's out here, and or you be alone, or you step into that wild side. Well, not the wild side, the other side, the other, you date out your race or whatever. I don't know about all of that.
Honestly, that thing about a shortage, that's not just in the Black community. One of the things I found, like I said, I've had men from all over the planet buy my book, and they tell me what's going on. It's interesting. I actually had a coaching session with the Afrikaner. The actual Afrikaner. We even said it. We both say, if this was like the late 80s or something, we probably couldn't have this conversation. We actually laughed about it, then went on with the session, because it's the same thing. White women are saying the same thing, just as not as loudly. Sisters are more loud about it, but white women are saying the same thing. Asian women, they're a little bit more quiet, but they say the same thing on the low and stuff. And Hispanic,
all of them got out, men. Listen.
No.
All of them got some African.
Some, but
we ain't checking too much. I don't know. Women,
not
it takes
out
us
there
a while
like that.
on a board game. We try to check for our own. We don't really check for
I
the
understand that,
Asians. And I'm
but
not saying that we're not with those, but the Asian and the white, I think we will, but I think more or less we want to be with black men.
oh no, that's no problem with that. But I'm just saying it's just a bigger thing. Now, if we focus just on the black community, which we are, I'm
Absolutely.
just saying it's not the it's just overall it's a humanity thing.
Okay.
But just focusing on the black community, yeah, it's an issue. I mean, I still say I would still personally put it. It's some guys out there, and then there's some guys who need to work on some stuff because what you do, like, okay, like I said, there's maybe 40% of men who with the right work they can make it to that 30% select level, because I talk about that in my books with the right work, and that's what I try to promote. I just said, look, you just got to get yourself, you might have to, it might be superficial, they might need to just step up their appearance, it might be, you know what, you need to get your act together, do something, because I already know that y'all looking and stuff. And I know it's not, and there's always this talk about a situation where y'all overlooking some guys and everything. But one thing I found with the ladies, y'all know if a guy's actually good. Y'all might still deal with a knucklehead, but y'all know when a man is good. So, and one thing I've told the ladies, sometimes you see that good guy. I told them this on the channel. You get that good guy, you need to hold on to him. You might not get him again, because tell me if I'm wrong. Sometimes ladies will meet that good guy, but think, oh, well, I can play around a bit, especially the younger ones and stuff. He'll be around, but somebody else is going to grab him.
That's true. I guess that is true. It's a dilemma,
Oh,
and
it is. It
because
is.
when you're young, you think you're missing something. Like, listen,
Yeah,
I got
it is.
time for all of that, and then when you look up, all of that's gone, and you still
Yeah.
out here looking.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. Now, like I said, especially if I told the ladies on my ladies channel, I say, hey, you get that good man. You might get, because he might not be there, because just what you said, how many guys out here good? Because one of the saddest things, let's just stick in the black community, when I hear about sisters or they give me a consultation, and I've told some men privately, I say, man, there's a ton of sisters out here, good sisters. But then, unfortunately, I got some guys like more in some of my private circles. They just like, man, these women ain't this or that. I'm like, they out here. But they gone through so much, because one of the things many black men need, many who went through rejection when they were young, one of the things they need some healing too.
Mm.
That's a big thing. That's a big thing. So I'm gonna be real. There's some men, they might have been rejected. It could have been for some superficial reason. I mean, we all been rejected, but we take it different. Personally, I learned from rejections and bounce back from it personally. And I tell guys, look, learn the lesson. She might just not have been for you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
some guys, they get caught up into that. And
Mm.
so they need healing. They need some healing. I've recommended to several men, hey, you need to get some therapy, or you need to sit back, you know so, and I'm gonna tell you what, ultimately, it's both sides that need healing. And also both we need to deal with the culture, because okay, like you said, okay, there's a few men. Unfortunately, there's some men, they're gonna take advantage of that. They ain't trying to settle down.
Yeah.
They're
Um,
gonna take advantage of that. I mean, they're gonna be like, shoot, they'll tell me straight to my face, Uncle Rom, I ain't settling down. You got all these females out here. Shit, they gonna do their thing. I was like, well, I do try to tell them. I say, look, man, okay, be straight up with it and everything, and try to anyway. But there's some guys that ain't listening to me. So it's a lot on so many levels and stuff.
so,
Now, I have a question for y'all. I have a question.
oh, okay.
Okay, I talk about okay, I understand there's a few, a small percentage of men that y'all actually want, y'all find attractive. I'm trying to get the guys there. And I say 30%. In y'all opinion, I have to respect it. I'm not gonna argue with you about it. What percentage of black men are viable in that way to you?
For a long-term relationship?
Yeah, whatever you want. Whatever you want. Short term, long term, whatever you want. Be honest.
20%.
20. Okay. Okay. You
That's a
agree?
great question. I've never really thought about it. Yeah, I would say Yeah, it's less than 1 in 3, so I'll just say 20%.
Okay, okay. Well, that's one of the things I like to do. That's why I'm saying I'm always learning. See, one of the things I've told men, I said, listen to the women. You might not like it. I mean, I said 30%, y'all just said 20, less than 20. So I say, okay, I
Yeah,
gotta listen to
I
how
guess
y'all
that's
see it.
20. Yeah.
I have a quick question because
Yeah.
you kind of touched on it a little bit. So I wanted to flip Queen's question in the reverse. So are the men also saying, even though they probably have more to choose from, even though the pool of women is bigger than the pool of men,
Yes.
are the men saying, yeah, there's a lot of women out here, but I don't see any, there aren't as many viable long-term potential partners? Yes, there's a lot to have fun with, but are they like, do some of them see a shortage of women as women see a shortage of men?
Depends on the man.
Okay.
Mm.
It depends on the man. If the man is more on the non-select thing, well, all the women are evil and stuff. You know, only a few good ones. If they select and they got a ton of them, they be like, oh no, there's plenty of women. What y'all talking about?
Mm.
So it really comes down to which side of the fence they're on. The non-select man, all y'all evil, all y'all problems. I mean, I get some
Because
people
they're
in
not
my
taking rejection.
videos saying, "Don't leave women alone. They evil and stuff." I'm serious. They don't even like me. They arguing with me. They like, "Hey, where you live?" But then you get the guys who are select and like the decent ones. I mean, they'll run into a bad one every now and then, but they would like, "Hey, most part they good."
Mm.
So it depends. It depends on where they seeing it from and
Oh,
everything. Now, if you get the money men who are also select, they tend to be leaders. So they'll most of black women ain't good for them anyway, but they just want the best of the best. So it depends on where they at. It depends on where they stand.
So you're saying money man, and do we see this? Is that what we're seeing when it comes to the athletes and these money men who are not particularly married to black women? Um,
Um,
is
Even
that
them, believe it or not, even the ones who you might see them with a woman of another race, they'll still say, they'll say even the white women, because what they want the best of the best. They
regardless
want,
of color.
regardless
yeah,
of color?
yeah,
Yeah.
they want the finest one. Because even with the athletes, it's not pointed out enough, but most athletes, entertainers, stuff like that, most black male professionals and stuff, whether they doctors, lawyers, accountants, whatever, most of them are married to black women. But it ain't gonna be the average one you see on the street.
Got it.
They want the best of the best. I mean, you
Got it.
know, when they say,
They
she
work
better
hard
be
for it.
fine.
Yeah, well, I guess because they worked
Mhm.
hard for a long period of time to get themselves at a certain
Yeah,
level, status, accolades, whatever. So they want the best of the best since they have presented themselves to the world
yeah.
as the best. So that makes sense.
Mr. Goodbar, though, shoot, you make yourself available for him. He down for whoever. He ain't as picky, especially if he's like, depends on his social class. If he's more working class or something, shoot, he'll go through the women at his job or something like that.
Yeah,
So
he'll
it
be able to answer.
strongly depends. It strongly depends on where they are and how women have generally treated them. So you get some dudes, some brothers, uh, Yaiv, Yaiv. I guarantee
We're
there'll be some
evil.
bro. Yeah, Yaiv.
So he needs some therapy since he can't take rejection well.
He said y'all evil. Some of these
Hey,
men is
some
evil.
brothers are like that. Some brothers are like that. But the thing is, question them as to why they like that. When you start talking to them,
Right.
they'll say, okay, they've gone through all this rejection. They didn't learn game, or they got some other stuff going on for them. Unfortunately, sometimes it could have been like some type of emotional or even sexual abuse. It's so deep. Like I
Hmm.
said, I've actually recommended some young men who've come to me, and I say, okay, you need to find a therapist.
Oh wow.
So it's that deep. But then you get the other guy, his biggest issue is trying to manage the women.
Wow.
Because I know some brothers, I mean, the sisters are lined up for them and
Mm,
everything, like lined up, and they will fight. Sometimes even on YouTube, the two groups are fighting against each other. You know, you got the non-select guys, the non-select brothers calling the select brother. They be like, y'all sips, I got all those women, you doing this. And the select brothers are like, what's wrong with you? These sisters are cool. They helping me out and everything. So it depends. So sometimes you got to just kind of listen to them to see what's up. But it's not a, let's put it like this, it's not a universal thing. It depends on where they at, what the economic status is, what the class is, and stuff like that.
So let me ask you, when you consulting, and it's because I hear you with the select and the non-select. So I know it's like select oysters. You know, you want them the non-select, they're not big enough, they don't taste as good. So you're saying with the select, the non-select brothers, and the problem most of the times, like we friend them, or they might not be something that women are attracted to, or they have attributes that's not unattractive. Do you tell them like you need to dress better? You got to do something with your hygiene. Do you tell them the truth? Do you give it to them 100? Get a haircut. You know
I
what
always say, I'm known for saying, let the Bible bless you. I'm known for saying that. And that's what I'm saying. In fact, like I said, I get men from all over the world who hit me up. I mean, literally hit me up.
If someone's overweight, would you say you're too overweight? Would you say that to them?
Well, I would say what I tell men is get your best body, because some women, I've known some women who like some big dudes, and then I know some women who like some slimmer dudes. What I tell men is get your best body, because what it is, if you take an honest look at the most of the non-select guys, I can understand why a woman wouldn't go for them. You know, they not presenting their best. They're not trying to work on their appearance. They have trouble talking with women, period. They really ain't going any place in their life. You know, they could be in their 30s, even 40s. They never had their own place to live. Wow. So I'm saying, okay, just on a basic level. And even the guys who say, well, we'll just go overseas or something. I say, well, you got to make money, go overseas. And those women the same way. They want certain things from you.
Dominican Republic. They're gone.
Or Colombia. Or Colombia.
Yeah, they're picking them women up.
Yeah, but they got to make sure. When I've told guys, because I don't have an issue with them traveling, but I said, look, if you deal with them, learn the language, learn the culture, so you can deal with some real women. That's some women trying to like milk you out of money.
Yeah, that's.
There's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong with that. And you know, technically, if we're going to say the Black community, they got Blacks in Colombia, and even though Dominicans don't want to acknowledge it, sometimes they Black. So
very, yeah, very.
What's the age range and just demographics of the men you work with? Like, is like the age range? I know you said all over the planet, so I'm guessing it's white, it's Black, it's Asian.
Typically like 20 to 35.
Oh, okay.
Now, it's a funny thing, too. Most of the guys who actually will pay for consultations, most of them, not all of them, but most of them actually get women. They more on the select side anyway. They more want to know how to manage the different women. Like I get a lot of young boys who hit me up, and invariably they're talking about some older woman throwing some play at them. And they were like, Uncle Rom, how do I handle this? This older woman has been coming on to me or buying me stuff and everything, you know? So ironically, the non-select guys still ain't really hitting me up. It's like I say, when I say it's rare, it's rare. It's usually like you talking with them, all of a sudden you say, yeah, man, I got this woman or these women. How do I handle that? You know, I'm trying to do something else. So it's an interesting thing.
Maybe it's hard to say you're non-select. Like I don't have it. Like it's hard to put your own self in that category.
Say it, because unfortunately, and I've seen this online in the YouTube spaces. A lot of guys acknowledge that, but they don't realize they can make the change to select. Because one of the things that get on my nerves is. And I've said this in several videos. I say, okay, you know, you're non-select. It's a diagnostic tool. You're not stuck there for life. You know what you have to work on.
Yeah.
But you get a lot of guys say, I'm non-select, and they just giving up. There's a lot of men. I mean, overall, but since we focus on the Black community, it's a lot of Black men who's simply given up.
And what
And
they
I'm like,
doing? They just living by themselves, or
there's a ton living by themselves, living with a relative.
wow,
There is a ton of them
wow.
who they'll just go to work and come home. They might play computer games. If they're older, they might just drink or just stay in their room, something.
Wow. So what do you think of this? You know, the new thing, bruh, is you go on a computer, you date from the computer. You know, they got
Um,
all of these computer dating, and you
Oh,
know,
you mean the
people
dating app?
sending their you know, people send their private parts over text now. You know, the
yeah,
world
no,
has changed.
I've
That was
talked
illegal
about it.
in Britain. I
Oh,
heard that
they've
was
been doing that for a minute. That ain't
illegal.
new. Yeah, they sending their parts over text. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, what you know what I've told some men, and I did a video on it. I said it's online is better because first of all, okay, like a lot of guys talk about Tinder, but it's been documented that it's majority men on Tinder because they'll complain. They'll say, well, the women on Tinder just want the pretty boys, the real handsome ones. And I say, well, yeah, because y'all outnumber them 9-1. Logically, because if y'all were outnumbering us 9-1 on these dating apps, shoot, we gonna go for the finest woman. So I said, women, that's logical.
What's
But
love?
what I told them was, you still had, even if you meet them online, you still got to talk to them in person. Because I've had a lot of young women, they'll say, these guys don't want to talk to me. They want to text and everything.
Yeah, they want to text.
Yeah, but to me, I'm like, I'm just going to text maybe for a few sentences and stuff. And
Now they
then
have a
I'm going to
whole
be like, I got to talk
conversation
to you.
by
Yeah.
text. The
Is that
whole.
they're just antisocial?
Um,
I think
That's
that's
actually a big issue, and that's overall, not just in the, let's to be clear, that's just not in the Black community, because the Black community, you know, coming up, everybody had to have like some game. When I was coming up in DC, I don't care, you could have been the biggest nerd, you still had to be able to talk to a girl. The older boys would push you, they'd be like, hey, you gotta go talk to her. You had to talk to a girl, and you know, you get some, especially in some Black communities, used to be, you know, everybody had to have some game. You had to dress well. You had to keep yourself in some type of shape because, you know, everybody had to play ball, even if you were a nerd. So you had all this stuff. You had to be able to at least talk to a girl. But see, that was back in the day.
yeah, that's changed. That game has changed.
Yeah, so that's the problem. The biggest issue is the social thing.
The
A lot,
socialism. Yeah.
yeah, a lot of guys don't talk to a girl now. Just talk. I said, look, one thing I've coached guys on. I've given this way of this thing away for free. I said every day, just say hi to 3 women, random women. Just say hi. And the guys will say, what would I do? I say, get you used to talking to women. So then when you run into somebody you find attractive, you ain't nervous. You know, I've had guys asking me, and I ain't sure about their race, but they'll ask me on a video, say, well, what do I say? I say, just talk about something, just learn something, you know? But you got to practice in order to learn it. That's the only way. There's no magic words. I've actually had guys ask me, is there a magic word? There's something I can say to make her want to have sex with me? I was like, you can say she either like it or she don't. There ain't no word. If there was a magic
They said
word,
sex with them.
yeah.
Magic word for sex. I love it.
Oh, I said if there was a magic word that a man could use to get sex out of a woman, there wouldn't be any problem. They would just go up to you and say the word. I mean,
That's it. They don't want to relate. They don't want to cook. They don't want to eat. Just the word.
yeah, shoot. I'd be working on my science fiction books right now if that was the case.
I know that's right.
But the thing is, what men have to do is get out. See, that's the big problem. A lot of guys, they rely, all they talk about is online, online, online. When quite frankly, a lot of women aren't online. Quite frankly, you got some women playing men online, got catfishing and everything.
Wow. Yeah.
Quite frankly, you know, you don't know. That could be a dude on there. You got dudes who be putting profiles up, trying to call themselves experiments and stuff to see how the women react. Shoot, the women could be having fun. I said, look, even if you meet them online, you got to talk to them in the streets. You still got to meet. You still got to date.
Yeah.
And it's actually better because then, ladies, y'all know when y'all look at us, y'all look us up damn, y'all be checking us out. Y'all be looking at our
Y'all do the
face,
same thing.
our
I was
hair.
about to say, yeah,
Y'all do the same. It's not just men.
Oh, we admit it. We know we do. We have
Y'all
no
know
problems
hairdos.
admitting
Y'all
that.
know we. Y'all are worse.
And we admit to that. But a lot of guys don't understand that y'all be doing the same thing.
Oh,
They
no,
don't. They either think y'all don't care about looks or just looks. And I said, look, no, the women look at you from head to toe.
Yeah.
And then when you open your mouth, I told the guys this: when you open your mouth, you sound stupid. Y'all be like, hey, he
And
was
your
fine
teeth.
till he opened
Your
his
teeth
mouth.
too, bro. Your teeth matters.
No, I told them that. I said every single thing. That's why I say your
Yep.
appearance. And there's nothing wrong with that. I said, look, shoot, y'all be checking out our shoes, everything.
What? Yep.
Y'all know y'all do.
Even
that's
homeless
cool.
men. I check out homeless men's shoes and I check, yeah, he's
I
right.
check some shoes because that tells me how you feel about yourself.
Boom.
If your feet ain't right, you can just walk on by.
Hey, and there's nothing wrong with that. Y'all
Yeah.
need to, because this is what I say, ladies, y'all need to do. I don't have a problem with y'all being picky. I don't have a problem with that. I think y'all need to be pickier.
Ooh.
I'm just gonna be real, because you get some guys, they don't want to work for it. They just want some easy stuff. It's like some easy women who make it just too easy to get with some dusty dudes. To me, that makes it harder for the dudes actually working hard.
I like it. The DD, the Dusty dude. Go on, Dusty.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you got some women who get women. I told
Of
women on my
course. A
women's
lot of
channel, I
Dusty
said,
dudes
leave
out
them,
here.
don't complain about them. Like I had a client, a lady client, she was saying, wow, all these dusty dudes coming for me. I said, you entertain something about you entertaining them. You need to look at that.
Mm.
And once she did that, all of a sudden she was getting some good dudes. But y'all need, see, that's the thing. It's nothing wrong with y'all. All I ask a woman, I say, look, just make sure that guy got something going on. Don't think you can get that guy and change him up.
Right.
Get that guy who's actually working. I say, look,
Yeah.
if that guy is about something, he's working on something. Just ask him, even if he's not there yet. You know, get that guy who's working to be a millionaire. If he say he working on this, that, whatever, it's just all you have to do is say, oh, okay, how you doing with that? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Shoot, y'all need to be harder, really.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
What?
Seriously.
What? Give us 3 things, and I know there's like a million of them, but give us the top 3 things that come to your mind that are the biggest differences between men and women.
Damn, let me think about that. Well, the obvious one is just masculinity and femininity.
Mm-hmm.
That's the obvious one, because masculinity is like femininity. Y'all receptive, y'all magnetic. Y'all supposed to draw to yourselves. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's your beauty right there. That's your power.
Mm-hmm.
Men, we're supposed to be more assertive, aggressive. We supposed to go out. Y'all supposed to sit back and chill. And that is some like just happy housewife way, but y'all peaceful. That's supposed to be energy. Ours is supposed to be active and everything. So y'all draw to you.
Mm-hmm.
Men are supposed to go out and get it. So that's one way. It's hard to think of 2 other ways, because everything comes down to that masculinity and femininity. That's how it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it's supposed to be. Unfortunately, we live in a society where the roles are blurred.
Very blurred.
Yeah.
And that's not a good thing, because if a woman is doing the active stuff, what she need that man for? At some point, you ain't gonna want him.
Well, a lot of them are saying that.
A lot.
What that?
A lot of women are saying, "Well, I don't need a man. I don't need a man."
Well, it's unfortunate, but see, that's the
happening.
thing.
Yeah.
When a woman is being too active, that goes against your energy. It can cause a problem later on, a health problem. Same thing with men. When a man is too passive, that can cause a problem over the long term.
Mm.
Is that because of suppression of their natural state?
Yeah. I mean, they ain't gonna generate that testosterone if they just sitting at home playing video games and stuff and just talking about woe is me. I did a video and I said that victim mindset had to go, because on Saturdays I do videos just on straight manhood, not even about getting women. And I said, if you're gonna sit back, that's a problem. And you're gonna be a victim. Men are conquerors. A man is he's supposed to have a boundary. Whatever his space in the world, he's supposed to be the king of that space. Let me be clear. He's supposed to be the king, but you got a lot of men, they ain't doing it. The men complain, well, the women should do this for us. I was like, for what? They like, okay, you got men who want women to be submissive. But I've told men, okay, if she's submissive, that means you got responsibility. If she's going to sit back and follow you, be submitting to you, that means you better get out there. She shouldn't have to work.
And she has to trust you. Can she trust you?
Yeah, that too. Because you got a responsibility for that woman's mental state. I've told them that.
Absolutely.
It's not she just, I don't think a woman should ever submit to a man who's not doing something and don't deserve it. Like I said, I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with y'all saying, okay, this is what y'all need to do. One thing that helped me was just dealing with some women. They weren't playing that shit from me. Even if we didn't hook up, I tell them thank you. I was like, you did me a favor. Because then that means I need to work on something else. You get some guys saying, I shouldn't do it for women, yet they want a woman. Really, they should do it for themselves. Because one of the sad things I see out here is men, particularly Black men, and a critical mass really building some stuff. You got some who are building, but we need more. We need more. And you got some brothers, and it's unfortunate that the media don't promote them enough. They doing some real work. They need to be promoted more. We need to see them. But then you get some other ones. Oh, they just sitting on it. See, those are the ones I don't want to deal with. I'm like, look, y'all need to be working on some stuff. You need to be building. You got something. I don't care. Even if it's small, you got something. And you're not even doing it for women. You're doing it for yourself. Because the thing is, a man, to really feel good about himself, need to be building something for himself. He need to be expanding his boundary. That's why I say a man at a basic thing, he needs that job. He needs his own space. He needs something he controls. In my book, Nice Guys and Players, I say, even if as a man, you making six figures, start a little business because you control it fully. Even if you don't really need the money, find something that you have 100% control over.
Well, Corey Murray said, men are supposed to protect the heart. Women are supposed to be pleasant. Anything less, and it violates the social contract between each other. What do you think about that?
I agree with that. He's somebody who comes on my channel a lot. I agree with that.
Women are supposed to be pleasant. Is that right?
Yeah. Oh, that's your power. Ladies, come on now. Y'all know if y'all peaceful, y'all give us some peace. We hand you the money. You don't have to ask for the bag. You know what? You keep a man peaceful and you say, baby, I just want to stay home. He'll get 3 jobs to make sure you stay home. Just give him that peace.
Yep.
Whoa.
That is so powerful. In fact, I got a video coming on my woman's channel. I'm talking about that piece, but every now and then I talk about, you know how powerful a man. I don't care. You don't even have to look all that great. You might not be like that IG model, but you get that man some peace. Oh shoot, you can't get
mountains. Yep, but I don't think a lot of
that's a nugget for women. That's a nugget. Give men peace.
I don't think a lot of Black women know that. I don't think
we know that. Yeah, give them some peace.
Well,
give
I would tell peace. And honestly, you get that man. I'm gonna tell you how powerful it is. He'll start acting right. Maybe not right away, but he'll start acting right and stuff. Wow. You give him that peace, he'll start, because all of a sudden he'll look at himself. He want to keep you at peace. That's the thing. Because I'm gonna tell you on the level, there's a lot of women complaining about a man providing. And I mean, even though we focus on the Black community, just period now, but a man wants to provide. Mm-hmm. He wants to protect, but you give him something to provide and protect for. Like if a woman's constantly arguing with a man and everything, we just like, that's when we want to step out, find that more peaceful waitress somewhere or something. Yeah. But you provide that man, you give him reason. He will lay out a body for you. 3 o'clock in the morning, you hear that sound, you'll wake up and be like, where he at? And he'd be like, oh yeah, baby, I took care of it. It was just a cat outside. He's going to. We want to, because one thing, a lot of women saying, well, they want the bag and everything. You get that man peace. You bring that to the table. He'll do whatever. Your femininity and stuff. And it goes beyond you making love to them good. We want that. We want to feel like, hey, we're protected. We want to feel like it on a deeper level. But we want a woman who appreciates that.
Yeah.
Because that's y'all power. That is y'all power right there. That feminine energy. Oh man, we can't help ourselves. It's magnetic. Oh, I'm gonna tell you what's magnetic too. When a woman is vulnerable and she needs help, it just gives off their energy. Men will come a running. Men will come a running to give that.
Wow.
But see, what's happening is, and this is an issue that has to be dealt with many sisters. Many sisters haven't been across that type of man, so have the feeling of, well, I can't trust a man to do that. He ain't gonna do it and stuff. So you get that tough thing. Now I understand on one level. But what needs to happen is two things. One, the sisters need to develop that peace. You still got to work, unfortunately. That's just how everything is. There's nothing wrong with that. You develop that feminine side when you can, because sometimes if you're on a job or something, you got to bring that energy. You might curse some people out. So there's nothing wrong. But when you're away from work and you interacting with that man, you bring him that peace. Then he know he got to step his stuff up. He knows he got to step it up. Because I've seen some guys, they'll deal with certain women and they be like, you know what, I gotta be right for her. That's how powerful it is. So he know he got to step his stuff up. So that's how we need, both sides need to work on, the women's side need to really work on that feminine energy because it is powerful.
Yeah.
We will hand you stuff. We'll bring you food or something.
And I don't think enough women know in the Black community or abroad that when they are overly assertive, aggressive, non-peaceful, combative, argumentative, disagreeable, like when they are in their masculine energy, they repel masculine men. The very men that they want are not going to give them the attention or the time.
Exactly.
They will attract more feminine men.
There you go.
Quote unquote beta men.
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, they'll probably have a relationship with them, and they'll feel good to a certain degree because they feel they can control this type of man. But in the back of their heads, most of them probably don't respect them fully because they really seek that masculine alpha male. But because they are masculine themselves, that alpha male is like, no.
And that's exactly it. And you know what? It's not even a conscious thing. He might find her very attractive. He might look at her and say, man, she fine. She got those big breasts and big old butt, pretty face, right? He'll say that, but then some will start turning him off and he'll be like, she fine, but something is
running her mouth. You like, shut up.
Yeah, so it's just it's deeper than it's deeper than being male female. It's a universal principle. Masculine and feminine energy is supposed to work together. So the more feminine a woman is, the more masculine a man wants to be. And
here's the thing. Here's the caveat, because I've been seeing or paying more attention to women are wearing dresses more, of course, maybe a little, less fabric, tighter fabric, if you will, more skin being shown, heels, makeup, nails, and everything. So they might look feminine, but they still probably are not feminine on the inside.
No, and that's where the major issue is, because one of the things we have in a society, particularly in the Black community, you have the masculine woman, unfortunately a critical mass, Amazon women, and I don't mean just as terms of height, but just in that masculine energy, and then you have shadow men who are in that feminine energy. That's a big problem. That's a big problem, because one of the things I talk about is just bringing up that masculinity, just bring for the men. Because the women, I can tell you, but the main thing y'all need to do, other women need to tell y'all. I'll talk to the men. I'll say, look, man, you got to man up and stuff. And not just for the women, for yourself. You got to take action. You can't sit around. See, I don't like when, like online, you get a lot of men who have these videos like this complaining. if I did get on one of those type of videos, I can talk about the problem, but then I'm like, okay, what's the solution now? What are we going to do? And that's what men are supposed to do. We ain't supposed to sit around just talk. We supposed to solve problems. That's masculine energy.
Yeah.
But we haven't tried. That's an issue because you got too many men on that shadow thing.
Yeah.
And that's why, hey, what I said earlier, y'all need shoot. Ain't nothing wrong if black women collectively said, look, you gotta be masculine, we ain't messing with you. The men either gonna just keep crying or you're gonna get some who gonna say we're gonna change up.
They're gonna step up.
Yeah. And it's the same thing with men. If we start saying, hey, look, you gotta be feminine, y'all gonna step up. But my thing is I'm working with the men to get them to the point where they say, look, all right, we're going to do it. And we don't have to be mean about it, because what's going to happen if we're on the true masculine, y'all have no choice but to be feminine, because y'all, if we interact, it might be tough at first, but it'll bring out the feminine in y'all. That's the thing. But we got to be righteous with it. We got to be protected. We got to be that warrior. We got to be in the house of the man. We got to be the warrior. We got to be that eagle who sees ahead. We got to be that hunter, and we got to be that healer. We got to make love to y'all a certain way. So ain't nothing wrong with that.
That is definitely the checkpoint right there. You got to make love to us a certain way. There you go, bro. You ended it. You ended it at a good point. That's the truth, though.
But I have $1 million question.
Let's do it. This is the last question.
Last question. $1 million question. I didn't mean to hijack all the questions. Can men and women be friends?
Ooh.
Yeah. In my opinion, see, that's another thing. See, me,
got a whole can of worms.
See, the thing is we can, because see, there's a lot of men. There's an argument about that, because I even did a video. I said, fellas, have a few friends. Ain't nothing wrong with a few women. Women friends have helped me get to where I am, either through their perspective, especially my online stuff. 2 of my sites that I make money with, it was women friends who told me about it and stuff. I've had women give me a perspective. Yes, a man can be a friend. I can be, but it's tough for many men, especially non-select men. 1, because they feel like they were forced into the friend zone. 2, they checking out that woman sexually. See, I can be around a woman and she can be fine, but if the vibe ain't really there for a sexual connection, even if it is, I'm like looking at the bigger picture. It's like, nah, we'll just be cool. And that's cool, because there's always another woman. Because one of the things I talk about, there's an abundance mentality. If a man has an abundance mentality, you realize, wait, there's plenty of women. I don't have to like try to hump every woman I meet.
Thank you.
But you got some guys, they don't have that. So it's every woman who's even say hi to him or something, be a little bit friendly. They try and get in her drawers. And I'm like, dude, you got to think long term. It might not be that. It might not be that. And you got to think, okay, yeah, she fine and stuff, but long term, it might be better if y'all in business, or it might be better if y'all just shoot the breeze. And, what I've told men, I said, look, there's nothing wrong with having 2 or 3 women just as good friends. That's kept me out of trouble. I can honestly say I have never been seriously played, like out of money and all of that by a woman. And it's not for anything slick, but other women would say, nah, Rom, you got to watch out for something. Or they would give me something, So, and, I ain't been perfect with it, of course, because like I said, I'm still learning. I'll be like learning and stuff till like I'm 107 and about to transition.
I hear you.
But men and women can be, but it's tough. It's tough. Let's just be real. It's tough, especially attractive ladies as yourself. Guys are going to have a tough time being friends with y'all. You're going to have to put them in the friend zone. And I'm serious. I ain't blowing smoke up your asses. I'm seriously. So it's tough, especially if the woman's attractive for most men. Most men. But then you get some men, they could just say, oh, yeah, we just cool. We just cool. Because they got an abundance mindset.
Was that an answer for you, Amaadi?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I just gotta be real, because I've had some, like I talked about that in a video. Some guys will push it back like crazy.
They're like, they can't do it.
I mean, it is what it is.
I heard a guy say, he's a nice looking younger guy and he's married. He said, as a married man, he can't have women friends because he
Mm.
know how he thinks. So
Oh,
if he goes out with a woman, he's taking his wife.
oh, I mean that's different. I mean, if you
I'm
hanging
like,
out or something, just don't hang out. I can just talk on the phone.
I just think that business people, you have to have a layer of listen. I'm a business person, and everybody I do business with, I need to have sex with, or I need to be in a relationship with.
Yeah.
The
Well,
business relationship should trump all of that, as a professional. I just think.
no, no, and you have a point there because one of the things I tell men is the woman an asset or a liability. That asset ain't always in the bedroom. You
Ha-
know, a man might meet a woman and she because of his business, she got all these business connections herself. You know, because I know women who putting on expos, stuff like that. I'm like, I ain't gonna mess that up by trying to have sex with them.
Right.
They making me some money. So I'm like, hey, okay, hey, give them a hug, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's it. You
And you
got
gotta
to
think
be
like that.
professional. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like, or
long game.
sometimes you just it's somebody you just like talking to, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, because as men and women, it's not always about the sex. Sex is important now. Let me be clear on that, because I tell them I'm more of a sex coach, right? But sometimes you just need to talk just to get a perspective, because women, y'all going to see stuff different from me. Okay, like we were talking about that whole percentage of men who are viable. I said 30, y'all said 20. So okay, y'all told me something. Because I always say, no, it's more than 20, it's more than 20, but y'all said 20.
But now we want to say 15. Shit.
What?
Okay. Hey, but that's the thing. We gotta listen because y'all gonna see stuff better. And then let me get back to that business thing. Okay, say a man, like I remember I worked at this gym in the DC area. The owner, he had this sister, right? He was a white owner, but he had this sister who was an assistant, right? Assistant manager. Whenever he needed insight onto any member or somebody's causing trouble, he just talked to her. She just read him like a book. You'll find with a lot of CEOs, they might have an administrative assistant, somebody. They might be sitting in a meeting just chilling or something. Then the CEO would take that woman to the back and be like, okay, what you see? It's like, nah, not this person, not this person. Because y'all looking at stuff differently. See,
Our
men
social
and women
cues
are,
are, yeah,
huh?
we're socially calibrated a bit more in tune with our our environment than men.
Yep.
Exactly. So I would tell any man, say, look, if you smart, get a couple women you ain't having sex with. It's cool. In fact, you might even set her up with one of your boys or something, but as long as y'all stay cool, she can give you a perspective that you just not gonna see. As men, we supposed to see things a certain way. We supposed to look straight ahead and stuff. As women, y'all looking at the whole picture, so you might peep something and then just whisper in the ears like, you gotta watch this guy. He gonna be a little bit of trouble.
That's called, as Alison Armstrong says it, women, we have diffused awareness. So we can we can focus on the conversation, but we also notice that the picture is crooked on the wall.
There's nothing wrong with that.
That's so true.
And that's perfect. See, that's how it's
That's
supposed to
some
be.
perfect symmetry.
Yeah.
Right
Men are single focused and women have diffused awareness.
And y'all, hey, and that's how it's supposed to be. See, some guys might get mad and feel like, nah, we better. It's like, no, you let the women do their job. That can help you. They can peep something that we ain't thinking about.
True.
And they can help you out. And sometimes if that woman really loves you, she might give you some tough love. She might be like, bruh, you can't keep wearing those shoes like that. You really need to get a haircut.
Tell it all.
Yeah,
Tell
there's
it
nothing wrong with
all.
that. There's nothing wrong with that. Every
Nothing wrong with
man,
that. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what, every man needs at least one, even if he Mr. Nice Guy, because that I'm gonna tell you what, a lot of those nice guys, now those non-select guys, one good female friend or true friend, not just somebody put him in the friend zone, true friend can help him out more than anything I'm gonna say, because then she could say, look, this is what the
This,
women saying
yeah,
about you, this is what
exactly.
they seeing. This
Exactly.
what you need to do. Like just one, just one. Now, if
Yeah.
you got two or three and you getting their feedback, they can tell you a lot. Because I learned a lot dealing with women having the female friends, including some sex workers. And they would tell me some stuff. I was like, damn, I didn't even peep that.
Mm-hmm.
they were keeping me out, like not just keeping me out of trouble. They were giving me some advice.
I'm telling you, you have some incredible conversations. Liz. I like to do three-way with you, Ron. My
Hey,
goodness, your
hey,
conversations is popping.
oh well, you know what? It's yeah. You see, I catch me once I start talking to someone. I'm quiet. Otherwise, I'm just sitting
I
here.
don't know, but that I love your conversation. Listen, we're an hour and 15 minutes in. This is a conversation that keeps coming because we can keep asking you these questions, and then you bring the male perspective. So we got to do this again.
Okay, no problem. I'll be honored to do it again
Yeah,
because
we got to do this again, and we bring a subject, and we just hit the ground running about that and how it pertains to men and women. Because I think these conversations should be had in our community. We're very Black centered, Ron. So
no, I
I
understand.
know other communities are doing, and you are all over the planet, but we Africans on this planet.
Oh no, trust me, man.
And
Because
that's
at the
how we
end of the
roll.
day, and I've even said this on my channel. I say, yeah, I'm helping people, but I'm a Black man first. My son's a Black man, so that's
Love
my
it.
main thing, no matter what.
Yeah. And we're trying to, give to our community and from an authentic space too, from Black people, So we're having this conversation. I think it's been amazing. I've learned some things actually. Definitely the thing about giving a man peace, that is, I remember my father like, just used to tell my mom, just give me some peace.
Oh,
And I think that is like the number one thing I heard tonight. Just give a man some peace and he'll lay
seriously,
down the law for you.
seriously, yeah, I got him. Oh, put a pot on the stove at 6 o'clock. Cook for us. We easy. The Creator made us easy, though. Seriously, if you think about it, y'all
Wow.
give us some peace. Y'all feed us a little bit and stuff.
Yeah,
Definitely rock our world in the bedroom. We
you
gonna
like
hang
because when
around.
you're dating, the first thing, and do you cook? They want you to cook for them in a minute. Men want you to cook. Like
It
that's
works.
Yeah. And they
Yeah.
typically don't care what it is because if correct me if I'm wrong, but women cooking is equivalent to is almost like a love language for men.
Yeah.
That
Wow.
shows it's a way of showing love. That's how they interpret it. Not, oh, she feed me because I'm hungry, even though that's of course the case, but they see it as an act of love.
Yeah. No,
And
we do.
I just recently learned that. I'm like, really? They're
They
like,
really ask you, are you gonna cook for me? That's like the first 2-3 conversations. They want you to cook.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah.
We'll pay for the food. We'll
mm-hmm.
buy it. And shoot, then go paint your living room or something. It don't
That's
take much
right.
for us.
They just want you to do some really simple stuff. So that was something that what I heard from you and the things I've learned. And I know there's so much more. And you know what, Dee said that we got to do these type of conversations. So listen, I think this is a winner. It really is. Yeah.
Well, we need that because that's one of the biggest problems, especially in the Black community. We just need to talk.
Yes.
That's it, and have a real conversation, have a real dialogue.
Respectful, yeah.
Yeah, respectful. Seriously, and it's a lot we can learn. Because y'all taught me some. Because, like I said, I was generous with the number of select men. Y'all were like, nah, bro.
Yeah, we have
50%. Y'all started at 20, then went down to 15.
Talk me down to 15. You're gonna be at 5% if you stay on this line. Just keep it up.
Hey, I don't mind hearing that now. I know.
I'll try to keep you at 15. But listen, we had some great we had a lot of men tonight. Corey Murray, Joshua 21. We got a D Lion, we got a Ray J.
It's my crew.
We don't get this many men a lot. So listen, you brought the men, and we love that. We love the men. Black men come on.
Well, my crew, I'm gonna tell you what, most of the guys who actually support me are select men anyway, and they serious. They are serious about it, and they want to have a conversation. They want the conversation too. If a man's scared to talk to a woman, he got a bigger problem. I want to hear what y'all honestly have to say. I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. A man can handle what you bring in, what y'all saying. Even if it hurts us a little bit, we take it like a man. It's like, oh, okay. Because seriously, I had to go through it in life. I had, like I said, I've had some women had to do some tough love with a brother, but I appreciated it. So I was like, okay,
Wow. I love this. I love this. This synergy. The last thing I'm gonna read. D Line wrote, "Peace for a man can start with fixing him a plate." Just saying. So. That's what the brother said. D-Line, I appreciate you, bro.
Hey, D-Line is saying it correctly, though.
Play, damn it. I love it.
Hey, it goes a long way.
He said, just saying. I love it. I'm taking it. We putting all of this together. We're gonna keep talking about it. Maybe next time we have, well, we got enough women on the line. Maybe we have another guy or something.
Hey, no problem. No
Have a
problem.
little,
Seriously.
a little back and forth, because this is a beautiful conversation. Do you got anything else you want to ask, brother Rom? We're gonna move on. We're an hour and 20 minutes in.
No, you know I could be here. I could be here all day. I'm a hush it.
We got all these men on the line. This is something we don't do often. We're excited. So we appreciate you, brother Rom. You got to come back. We're gonna do another title and try to just kind of close the divide between men and women, and we need to do another type wholesome families and wholesome relationships. So that's what we're trying to get to.
Well, no, it's happening. I'm gonna be real with you. It's happening because we see all the bullshit, and excuse my French, all the bullshit happening when all we need to do is sit down. Because y'all checking us out, we checking y'all out. We want to be with y'all. Mm-hmm. We want to. Most brothers want to be with a sister, because even when they cross over, they usually get some woman who looks like one of y'all anyway, one way or the other. Your body, whatever. Yeah. And we know y'all want us. Despite you got a group of black women talking about getting some men of other race, we know most of y'all want us. So okay, we just start there and we just sit down and have a definite conversation, and a real conversation. And yeah, it's going to be some tough love, but we need it. The key word is not even tough, but love.
Yeah,
love. Are you in the Maryland area?
Yeah, I'm outside of Baltimore.
Oh, excellent. Okay, good. So you're close. So we got to reach out and do something live. We can do something live with you.
I'm all right. It's not like I work for anybody, so.
Oh, that's a beautiful thing. Well, Brother Ron, we appreciate you coming to see the FiTT TWiNz. Yes, and you're going to come back in with us again for sure. And we really appreciate what you brought to the table. You unlocking the wolf. That's what D-Line said. You unlocked.
Oh, that's what I call my channel. I say it's just for the wolves. I say, nah, if you're going to come on my channel, you're a wolf. You got to be a man about it.
Love that. We'll love that. Well, this has been a great conversation. We are, what's today? Today is the 12th, right? 4/12/22. Am I correct? Yeah, 4/12/22. We've had Rom Wills. We've talked about Black relationships, men, what women want, what men want, what we all need to have in our relationships. So this has been a great conversation. We're going to build upon this and come together again. So thank you, Brother Ron. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. It's my honor. It's my honor to be with two beautiful young ladies.
We appreciate it. So we're boxed up and now. Can I get some deuces from my pit family? Some deuces. Deuces. That's it. We go. Good night, guys.
Good night.